Hey, it's Bill Stein here. Back in my own neighborhood, Greenwich Village, New York. On the corner of Greenwich and Charles Street. And I'm telling you, I'm loving this new hair gel. And then I realized, I grew up in the 60s. We didn't call it hair gel, we call it tonic. Every time I got a haircut, they used to give me this green, thick goop. And it's called Jerris. You put it on your hair felt like an ironing board. You could land a plane on the top of your head, it was so stiff. But this building behind me, I want you to pan up to the third floor, above the third floor window. See this etched in sandstone? It says Greenwich Street. All right, the reason that's up there, this building was built in 1890. Along Greenwich Street here, years ago, was the first elevated train that ran along here. It opened in 1870. So they put that sign up there. If you're coming along here on the train, that sign will be at eye level to you. The tracks came up in 1870. Around the 1940s, everything was torn down already. It was all gone. So it was the first elevated trains in New York. It was the 9th Avenue line. It ran up here, Greenwich Street, because it was 9th Avenue, up to 29th Street. It started downtown on Day Street, which is in the financial district. This building here was the old Filiberto and Sons Carting Company, private sanitation. Diana Karen bought it for her husband. It was a sculpting studios. Now it's just an event space. There's not too many events going on because we're in the middle of a pandemic. So follow me, come across the street here. That's my wife doing the film, and she's doing a hell of a job. I love it. She works cheap. She just charges. She's director, cinematographer, and hair and makeup. She's a complete package. This building over here is an old warehouse built in the 1890s, at the same time the apartment building went up. Around the 1970s, they converted this into an apartment building. So everything from here over to the river years ago was all industrial. I mean, warehouses, the shipping, factories, and most of everything here now is all residential. They don't make anything here anymore. They don't store anything here anymore. Come on, across the street. This way, don't get hit. You're wondering why I'm holding this book, Goodnight Moon. You're going to find out in a minute. It's a classic children's book, Goodnight Moon. It has something to do with our next apartment house here. So you're going to see this little farmhouse coming up on the left here. It looks totally out of place. People wonder why it's a little farmhouse in the middle of Greenwich Village. 1967.
How about not talking when someone's passing?
All right, thanks. In 1967, this was put on a flatbed truck up in 71st Street and York Avenue and taken down here and plopped right in this empty lot. What's in this empty lot before was a 4-story tenement building. They tore it down, it was empty for many years, and then they plopped this here. Reason for the book, this house was Margaret Wise Brown's writing studio. So she wrote the classic Goodnight Moon in this little house when it was uptown, the Upper East Side. Fascinating, right? And then later on, they did an extension, extend their house on either side. I got this letter that I want to share with you from this woman. Her name is Abigail Dunwoody. She's from Cape May, New Jersey. And this is what she writes to me. She writes, "Dear Phil, your poetry has inspired me to write my own poems. I didn't realize how hard it is. I've been spending hours staring at blank paper and can't come up with anything. You'll be kind enough to give me some tips?" Well, let me tell you, Abigail, I'm what you call an intellectual. To write poetry, you should be an intellectual. I don't know you, but it sounds like you have normal intelligence. So maybe you should do something with your hands, like take up knitting. Knitting's a wonderful thing. I had a cousin Esther, she knitted. I have sweaters for me, for my kids that she knitted years ago, and we still have them. But don't do jigsaw puzzles. They're a waste of time. You spend hours and hours with a jigsaw puzzle, it doesn't make the world a better place. So knitting, no jigsaw puzzle. That's my advice. All right, here's a poem you've been waiting for. My new haiku, inspired from the book. Good night, pandemic. I've dealt with you long enough. Oh, kiss me. Kiss me. That's poetry. All right, let me get my mask on and get out of here. Until next time, I'll see you in the hood. Going this way.